Ready to go. All right, this investigation is very active, very tragic situation occurring at 2:26 p.m. We got a 911 call to Davison and St. Alban on a suicide in progress. The officers from the 11th precinct arrived within 5 minutes.
Excuse me, big dog. I think they say you the chief, sheriff, somebody. I'm Trailhand Bill reporting live from South Florida, man. How y'all doing today, man? I'm a little perturbed already, and there I go trying to just use some exaggerated ass word. I'm really pissed off, and I'm trying to be never mind, man. We'll talk about all that later. If you're new here, over here we watched the video. This one is about 6 minutes long, and then after that, I give my opinion on what we've seen. And so if you only want to see the video, that is fine. You're free to leave when it's over. I read a print article, man. So this story right here, Detroit, what's up?
Upon arrival, they hear gunshots. The suspect is identified as a member of our department. He is a member of our special response team. He is off duty. He is threatening suicide. He is asking for suicide by cop. He is struggling with a mental crisis. Tragically, we are not immune to mental crisis. We're just like everyone else. Our officers deal with this every single day. He is shooting in the air. The officers check the area, but when they hear the gunshots, they retreat and take cover because they recognize that he has a high-powered rifle. He approaches the vehicle that they are taking cover behind. He shoots the vehicle in the rear of the vehicle multiple times. He strikes two of our officers, one in the leg and one in the thigh area. One officer returns fire, fatally wounding the officer in question. A very tragic situation. I will not be releasing a lot of detailed information at this time out of respect for the family and the members of our department until everyone is notified. With that, I'll put it, Mr. Mayor.
You know, the worst call I get is one that says officers have been shot. And we are fortunate today that the two officers who were responding appear that their injuries are not life-threatening, but it's a reminder of the courage. What the officers in this department show every day, they went to that scene knowing they were going to be confronted by a highly trained and armed officer in the department who was having significant mental issue. The courage they showed in the way that they responded, and the fact that one of our officers who was shot returned fire and ultimately shot the perpetrator. It's a tragedy for the city, but it's just a reminder that every Detroiter should just be enormously grateful for the commitment of the service, the men and women of this department. And with that, I'll turn it back to the chief for questions.
Chief, I have a question. You know, obviously this is really hard for all your department. How have you guys been taking this news?
Well, it's extremely tragic. I mean, it speaks to that we're not immune to the mental health crisis in this city, in our country, in our state. It affects everybody, including law enforcement officers. But as the mayor said, I mean, the officers that responded were heroes. Once they recognized it was one of our own members, they still had to do their job and make sure that everyone else was safe. You know, we're going to have grief counseling for our officers. We're going to have, work with the family and make sure that they get what they need. But it's just a horrible day.
What about reports that this individual, the officer that was, suicidal, that he was upset with DPD about, maybe not receiving care or?
Yeah, he had a degenerative condition. He was off work for a while. He was restricted. He was working, but he was restricted. But as recent as October 3rd, he went back full duty. So we were hoping that things were moving in the right direction. He had the full support. He got the support he needed from the unit that he was assigned to. He said a lot of things. Some didn't line up, but he's in mental crisis, so you would expect that. But we're going to look at all of that as we get into the investigation. The investigation is going to be handled by the Michigan State Police. in totality, but we will look at anything that comes from that. We'll be looking at some of the things he said, but as I indicated, a lot of them really didn't line up. He was just kind of talking through a number of different things over a course of many years.
Chief, were the responding officers familiar? Did they know the officer that was in distress?
I don't know that. I don't know if they knew him personally or not.
When did they find out that he was an officer?
I would imagine when they arrived, they knew he was a police officer.
Was he in uniform?
Yes, he was.
Did he have any mental health history with the department, or were you aware of any mental illness?
No mental health issues, no previous mental health issues at all. Like I said, he had a physical condition that I won't get into other than to say it was a very serious degenerative condition that he was working through. But he was full duty as of October 3rd, and he from what I understand, I don't know him personally, but from what I understand, that was a positive thing for him. But we'll get into that a little bit more with his family.
And is there any other information you could share about the injury update on those two officers?
My understanding is that they're stable. I'll be visiting them once we leave here to check on them, but that's all we have right now.
This was his house, correct?
No, this was an area at St. Aubin and Davison. I believe it's the Highland Park Water Tower area, or used to be their headquarters or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was not his house.
And he was by himself?
He was by himself.
Was he working?
He was not. He was off duty.
Had he been working earlier today at all? Or?
No.
And can you say his age or how long he's
45 and 11 years, 12 years, 13. Thank you.
Was he assigned to a precinct?
No, special response team.
Can you tell us a little bit what that special response team responds to?
Well, they handle the most sensitive cases. They go after the most violent perpetrators. They go to barricaded gun people. They go to people who are barricaded in homes and in buildings, such as he was. Active shooters. They're highly trained, which again speaks to the courage of the officers. They are extraordinarily trained in what they do, and they get some of the best training that we have to offer. So.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think y'all playing with Americans, man. The video is over. If that's all you wanted to see, that would be nothing but me talking from this point on, man. Shout out to everybody who watches these videos. I think they're playing with Americans, man. What I forgot to say in the other video, and so if you watched it until the end, you saw I typed it in there. I said, Terry, Jerry, rest in peace, big dog. The cop killed him and got sentenced to 20 years in prison. That was the last video, so you can go check it out if you want to. But what I forgot to say, because they showed a picture of two cops walking in that video, that one. Look right there at the screen right now for me, please. Look at all those law enforcement officers and agents and government agents standing there very intently, paying attention, looking very solemn. The chief and the mayor speaking very carefully and intently. That was none of that for Terry. I keep forgetting which one is his name. I think it was Terry. That was none of that for him. That was none of that for I've covered 3 or 4 cases, man. One father was popping firecrackers in his yard in Cali. The video is on the channel, man. Y'all went over there and killed that man. Y'all knew he had mental health problems. Y'all killed a mental health American in New York. There's plenty of stories that have happened. I've covered 3 or 4 of them myself. Y'all didn't go to those damn scenes knowing you were dealing with a mental health patient, and had y'all killed that girl in was that New Mexico or was that Alaska? Hawaii. Y'all killed that girl, a 14-year-old girl in Hawaii. She was having a mental health crisis, man. Grandma called I can't remember where homie was at. Grandma called because my man was having seizures. Y'all went to his house and killed him, man. So I'm just saying, man, I didn't see any press conferences with a gang of police officers and government officials and the mayor coming to give a speech, a speech, Lord forgive me. I didn't see any of that for these Americans. Dealing with mental health crisis. Like, they're trying to live through mental health crisis too, Chief. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't see any of that from American law enforcement when they were murdered by American law enforcement. I'm really, like, the more I read this story, the more, like, that's why I told y'all this video had me mad as hell, because I read the print article and I'm like, I seen how they were spinning it, and I want to talk about some of that. But first, I want to say this very graciously, because ain't none of us, really work, I ain't gonna go down that road right now, but the Bible says, how you measure, that's how you will be measured. So I don't know if I should be upset with the 2 officers who responded to this scene, or just the temperament of American law enforcement. And I'm just pointing back to what I just got through saying. How they deal with non-government and they've even murdered some government officials. Tell you, but definitely their allegiance is directly to law enforcement. But how they deal with law enforcement and government agents versus how they deal with the general public, two different Americas, man. But once again, I do give cops as individuals. I think all y'all gangbangers, if you sign up for it, I think you're a gangbanger. I think the only good cops are those who are actually ostracized and put out or leave on their own accord because their spirits and souls can't sit well with the bullshit that goes on in that enterprise. But I don't know individually if these two men or women, I think it was two men, if they are part of that mindset. They might be two that's about to be like, man, I can't deal with this shit. They might have just got there. I don't know, so I want to put that out there. I'm not necessarily mad at how they responded because, hell, some would say they put their lives in unnecessary danger and allowed it to go too far, and only probably because that was their cop brethren. But I'm saying I'm not mad at their reserve. I just wish that were the temperament of American law enforcement when they're dealing with the average and general American. So let's rehash this. First, I want to say this before I forget it. Mayor, you said we should see these people as heroes? Well, you said we should thank them for doing that shit? No, when that is the temperament for Americans, not just y'all buddies, y'all brethren by badge, then we may see them as good employees, motherfucker. They ain't did nothing heroic by not murdering somebody. You're supposed to not do that if you can help it. What's wrong with you, bro? I want to say something I shouldn't say, so I ain't going to say it. But you also said they went to the scene knowing they were dealing with a highly skilled, mentally disabled person. He had a gun, big dog. Y'all said he had a high-powered weapon. I ain't going to put automatic on it, but you definitely said high-powered. He came shooting in the air. That little girl in Hawaii had a knife in her hand. Some of these people like that, the father in California was popping fireworks and raising his voice. Y'all shot him through the damn gate. You couldn't even see him to feel threatened. The list goes on. This dude had a gun. He shot it in the air. They didn't shoot him. They didn't kill him. They didn't do anything. They ran and took cover so they didn't have to kill their brother. He shot at them, and that's when they finally returned fire. But once again, man, when that's the temperament of American law enforcement, then I would celebrate you. And let me say this also before I forget it. The chief, did he have any mental health problems before now? Nah, none that we could think of. You just told us he's back on duty because of some mental he was dealing with. But I don't know. Maybe your brain got puzzled on that one or mine did. Because that lady clearly asked you, did he have any issues before now? And you said no. After you detailed how he just came back October the 3rd from some bullshit. And that's why I was thinking, like, y'all know this Negro out here tripping and y'all put him back on duty out here with us? This is how y'all feel about us. Those are the type of things I want to point out. But that is also a highlight. In this very unfortunate tragedy, and I do pray for all involved because there are people behind these scenes that are affected that have nothing to do with them. They just love the people involved. In this very unfortunate situation, if it had to be a way, these are y'all rules, man. Better y'all than one of us because we ain't got nothing to do with that bullshit. And we don't get to decide what's right and wrong. Some of us, because y'all bring up, that's another conversation, but you get what I'm saying. So better that it happened to one, and all of the people dealing with depression, I deal with that shit too, man. I'm telling you, it's real, especially at nighttime. I get it. I'm there too. But if yours leads to suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, I pray to God you get to help you because I promise you there's more life to live. I promise you. I pray. That's what I do. I pray for people all the time. I promise you I do ask God. So I'm not overlooking that as a very serious conversation, but I'm also weighing the scales here. He could have came out here and did that to one or multiple or a lot of us. He did it to himself and tried to take some of y'all with him, and y'all allowed him to in a way that y'all never would have allowed one of us to. These folks ain't had nothing in their hand and y'all murdered them, and they were dealing with mental health crisis, Chief. Let's get back to your ass. You said the responding officers handled it perfectly. I said I was not upset at all at the way they went out of their way to preserve life. You said one of the ways that they handled it perfectly was considering the fact that they had to be responsible for everyone else's safety. I say, you on some bullshit. The mayor says the worst call. He said the worst call he ever gets is when an officer has been shot. I don't know who's crazier, you or him. They handled it perfectly because they had to take responsibility for everyone else's safety. And the worst call he gets is when an officer is shot, sir. What the hell makes officers more important than anybody else, you coward motherfucker? I would be scared. And I know half of the American mayors, and I'm ×2. Let me just do it like that. Think just like you. That's why I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. And then you say they had to make sure, okay, so their idea of making sure everyone else's safety is their responsibility and taken care of is waiting until this motherfucker actually starts shooting at things and people. He shot up in the air, man. If that ain't enough to get a taser on his ass, a leg shot or something? Highly trained? So, I mean, he was the one that highly trained. They were just some Rudy Poot ass beat cops. I mean, this story is just all over the damn place. You said they handled it well, and you mentioned them taking responsibility for everyone else's safety. They literally waited not only until, because it was their partner. You ain't say that, but I'm going to say it for you. They literally waited until he started shooting. I guess y'all them damn cops in New Mexico who think y'all can just tell bullets where to go once they leave your weapon. He started shooting, fam. They ass got shot. How in the hell was they worried about anybody's safety? We know y'all don't give a damn about y'all own safety. They so blind and damn hypnotized, committed to that blue line. They ass, you can't, they ain't know they finna get shot in no damn leg. They could have blew their brains out. They literally waited until the man started shooting at them, whoever was out there available, through a house, anything, bro. The you mean they was worried about? See, this is the type of stuff that pisses me off, and then the mayor with his bullshit. And homie just wanted to know, you said yourself, he probably could have been upset about something that was going on with y'all. On top of the mental health crisis, bro. The only thing I agree with you about is this right here. You said cops are not immune from it. You're right, they ain't, they human. That's what I be trying to tell motherfuckers all the time. And that's what the American public is trying to tell y'all. Y'all just motherfuckers at work, big dog. I don't even like to talk like this, but this is like, come on, bro. The upsetting thing about this, besides the fact that there's another life gone and we don't know what the hell happened, and yes, it's a cop, so a lot of people ain't gonna get no damn, because y'all do it to us all the time, and that's what y'all are not immune to, giving a damn. Y'all don't give no damn about us. Y'all not immune to not giving a damn. Y'all are immune to caring. So will you consider that, or will you just call some of your, because I know y'all got alliances and y'all do these conferences and these whatever y'all do, communals throughout the nation. Y'all got a whole little blue line, spider web connecting y'all. Can you reach out to some of your partners and tell them, hey, some of these Americans out here are dealing with mental health crisis. They're working their way through it, man. You and the mayor, y'all spoke so motherfucking carefully, and the whole time I was just thinking, damn, I wish y'all could interact with the American public. I wish your minions could interact with the American public as carefully as you up there speaking while you spinning this damn story. He could have came out here and killed one of us because y'all put him back to work. Now, you did say he had a degenerative condition. Sound like some bullshit to me. That's why I'm going to go ahead and say what I already said. Y'all already knew this man was upset. Y'all already knew he had some mental health problem going on, and y'all still put him back on the job, endangering, while your ass up there spinning the story talking about somebody worried about safety, public safety. You endangering the safety of the American public, and you saying it to us like we don't have ears to hear. And then this coward mayor gonna say the worst call he get is when an officer got shot. How the fuck should the rest of your citizens feel about that, sir? So if one of their sons or daughters, you get a call that one of their sons and daughters got shot who's not law enforcement, it really ain't as bad. How the fuck should they feel about that, bro? If they, so okay, is your wife law enforcement? I just want to know, are any of your kids law enforcement? Because I want to know, how far does that rabbit hole logic go? I know you on some bullshit. You saying that because it's the right. You don't even believe that, but it's insulting that you would say it. You could just say this is tragic. You ain't got to, you put them up here on a pedestal that nobody else can get on but them. So like I say, I just hope that same logic apply. I hope you keep that same energy when you get a call that one of your family members gone. Because I can tell you what, and I know this, I don't do this a lot, but I know this. I speak for myself and a lot of Americans when I say this. You could get a call that 1,000 of them motherfuckers gone. And I don't wish that upon nobody. It ain't going to be no more important than the calls I get saying my loved one's gone or other Americans. That's just what it is. Ain't nobody better than nobody. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind, man. This whole diabolical situation where the cops fucked up on top of the cops fucking up, and then y'all up there fucking up trying to explain it to us once again like we ain't got ears to hear. This shit is insulting and disrespectful, man. I'm praying for these people. I say that again too. Don't play with us, man. Then I start you walking off the damn kid. Then I say, I think they playing with the American public, man. And they aren't the only ones like we ain't got ears to hear. We need to start remembering we got ears to hear what they saying, man. They ain't doing no memorials for nobody that they killed innocently. I ain't too much like this, big dog. I'm Trailhand Bill. About to go enjoy the rest of my day. They done ran my temperature up. Don't think we didn't know that the lie y'all told either. The mayor said they knew they were going to the scene because the officer was there. The chief acted like they ain't know until they got there. Y'all say any damn thing to make them cows look good, right? Just not smart enough to get your lie together, standing side by side. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.